Legendary Angie Stone, neo soul legend, all that. Real. I didn't know her well, but I knew her well enough. I knew her to speak. Interviewed a bunch of times. Real good people. One of the few people that when they die, everybody has good things to say and doesn't have to lie or doesn't have to remain silent. But the thing that I want to say about Angie Stone, that I think is important, is that a lot of people only think about her as a neo soul goddess, and they forget that she is a hip hop pioneer. As much as No Rain in This Cloud and all the songs that came out when she made that album in '99. Which is great. She's part of Sequence, and Sequence, when hip hop is really moving, when we move from disco to hip hop and you start to hear hip hop as a party sound, she's the voice of that. She's the soundtrack. Her and the other two sisters are the voice of that. Sequence is a hip hop pioneering group. They were the second act signed to Sugar Hill Records. They were major hip hop act. And when we do the hip hop commemorations and the 50th anniversary, sometimes we leave out Angie Stone and we leave out or Angie B at the time, and we leave out Sequence. So I'm just saying, as we remember her, let's really write her in the history and not just in the R&B. That's it.
Got you.
Okay.
I agree. That was very well said.
Very well spoken.
I'm good at the talking job.
That's why you come in the big bucks.
I command them. I don't get them.
They might sprinkle some silence out there for 2 seconds. You gonna let him do that?
What?
You gonna let Mark smoke your fucking boots on the end? That was your topic, girl. Nigga, but Mark came in late.
He brought the steam train back.
Plan, when I get to the Angie, I'm gonna take it to the losses and how I survived my accident.
And y'all put a stop to that because you did not want to sad out
Mel,
the
get him back.
pod.
Turn up, Mel.
You didn't want to sad out the pod.
Now, get Mel, get.
I don't think Mark was here when we had a discussion about, the fact that when a loss like this happens, you could say that this was before her time. This was a tragic accident versus somebody that we're aware has like a long-running, health issue, and then they end up passing away. So the conversation I was, trying to see if the guys wanted to talk about is the process of loss when it's something like that. And then especially where she was going. She was on her way to do something, to sing the national anthem. And then that was just really strange how the people at the game handled it. Was like announcing it like, oh, well, yeah, like our halftime performance.
I have a problem with that.
I have a huge problem with that.
I have a big problem with if an artist is about to perform somewhere, you're announcing to that audience, hey, y'all, the act just died.
Yes, insane.
Wow.
I think that that's absolutely nuts. I don't know that everybody knows that that's nuts. Maybe they didn't know a better way to handle that. But I think that was totally the wrong way to handle it. And if I was a ticket goer, I would be distraught. I would be asking to see somebody.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's also... go ahead.
No. I heard the announcement. It was she was performing at halftime. The gentleman walked out. He let the crowd know, hey, can I get a moment? Can everybody stop? And everybody got quiet. He was like, we were supposed to have the legend, Angie Stone, perform. A couple people started clapping. And he said, unfortunately, she passed away in an accident on the way here. Yeah. So everybody was like, what? Like you could hear
you don't do that, dear.
No.
I feel like it would suck the air right out of the room.
You don't.
And then he asked for a moment of silence. Everybody gave the moment of silence, and then they clapped and everything and went on. But I personally, I'm not mad at announcing, hey, listen, something just happened, and this is why the person is not going to be here.
Don't nobody have a problem with you announcing something just happened.
Right.
But not
you came out there and said
she passed away.
She passed.
Yeah.
We don't have no beef with something just happened. Oh my God, an emergency, unfortunate. It's not your place to get out there and tell these fans that the act has perished.
Right.
It's not your place.
It's also the age of social media.
So I was just getting ready to say, you better read it on your phone.
No, what I'm saying is if I'm in the stands and I tweet, oh my God, they just said Angie Stone died. Now Angie's son or Angie's aunt or Angie's brother who doesn't know they're dead yet has to read that on Twitter.
Well, I don't know if this occurred, if that person got their information. Like, I don't know if they got it before social media.
They could have got it from
They could have got it from there as a TMZ post go out.
Oh, that's fair. That's possible.
And then they announced it to the crowd.
That's fair.
Because the news is already out there.
You
I don't want to
know
just
from
put
the
that on
local
him.
authorities. The local authorities not gonna come to the CIAA tournament and be like, "Yo."
I thought her team called. That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
But either way, to the other point, because I think that's a great point. You're right. I pulled that one back. But the idea of you just sucked the air out of this room. Everybody in this room is now devastated to hear it. They hear. Some people came there just to hear Angie Stone.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's crazy to find out that she's just dead.
I don't think you do that. I just don't think you do that to people. I don't know what the proper protocol is. I'm not pretending to know. You should not put people in that spot. Shit, when we was on the road, when we found out Nipsey died.
No, what's the dude, the white dude?
Mac Miller?
No, Paul Walker.
No,
Y'all was
no.
on tour.
Paul Walker?
No. DJ AM.
Yeah, DJ AM.
And DJ AM.
Yeah.
And y'all was with his man,
Travis.
Travis and him.
Yeah, I mean that's a little different because we just happened to be there for a personal call where we found something out. When Nipsey died, we was on our way to a stage.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And had to perform, and the news had just broke.
And we were in Cali.
We were in Cali. The entire building wasn't really there. Like the whole place was elsewhere. There was an energy in the room that made it a difficult night for everybody. I think we said a prayer at the end or some shit. Like it was tough. So I just don't think you put that feeling in people that came to a show for a show. Let them find out. Just say, "Hey, we've had an emergency. There's someone for
I agree with that.
As a performer, I don't agree with it. Maybe as a consumer, you want to know that. As a performer, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, and also like with social media, a lot of times reports go out prematurely where the person might not have passed away. And we've seen that happen before where before the family has a chance to make their statement, people are just like, oh, so-and-so died. And it's just like, no, they're still on life support.
Right.
But it's not for us to have a discussion about. So I would be really afraid to be the one that announces this to a whole crowd of people before it is, you know, without making sure that the confirmation is really actually the confirmation. Like I would err on the side of caution and say, we had a performer, there was an emergency, we apologize. And that's really, and leave it at that.
We don't know the timing of when they got that
timing
information.
matters.
Because when it was
Timing doesn't
officially out, they could have got it then. And then I'm not mad at that because 9 times out of 10, most of y'all are going to know anyway.
The last piece of this for me is also people who were tweeting just wild shit. Like people were tweeting like the truck itself. They were tweeting the van that got flipped over.
Because she was the only person to pass, too.
She was the only one that passed.
She was the only one that
And they were
passed.
showing these graphic images. And y'all out there, like, people are human beings. Somebody loves them. And if you're famous or not, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody wants to go on Twitter and see the person they love dead on their timeline or the van crushed on their timeline. Like, have some decency. Post a still picture of her.
Unfortunately,
you're living in yesteryear.
I know.
You're living in yesteryear, buddy.
And everybody, a lot today are so desensitized to that shit.
Yeah.
Where they could look right at that image and scroll.
As horrible as the image was, that was one of the nicer images as it relates to our entertainers passing.
That's true.
New Joe Budden.